Welcome to the Talking Tradesman Podcast. This is a space where people talk honestly about their lives, the highs, the lows, the pressure, and their mental health. No scripts, no filters, no pretending. Hosted by me, Russell Payne. Let's talk. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Talking Tradesman. In the studio with me today, I have got Jay from Maibo Demolition and Groundworks. Also, a quick shout out. We'll get it in there straight away. Jay is Jack, trademark Jack. His older brother, better looking brother. That's that just behind camera, by the way. But Jay, thanks for coming in, mate.
Thanks
Appreciate
for having
your time. No, it's honour's all mine, mate. And I've just realised I've left the music playing. Stace, while you're over there, can you just hit the pause button on my phone? What a start to the interview. There you go. That's it. Perfect. We're away. Technical glitches to start the day. Jay, first off then, mate, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do. You are the first demolition man I've had in the studio, so...
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thanks for having me. I do demolition and groundworks, drive lorries, grab lorries as well, and recently started that social media, doing, just trying to build that up, Maibo J. It's been doing all right, to be honest.
I think it's every young lad's dream to be in demolition. Yeah. So explain, demolition, is that literally as I'm thinking? So I'm thinking you get in some kind of large vehicle and smash things up?
Yeah, basically. It is basically that, yeah. So what I do is I normally come in, it's normally domestic. So I normally come in, knock the property down, pull all the old footings out, level the ground, and then set out and redo all the new footings for the new build. Okay. And then all the drainage ready for the bricklayers to come in. How
is the so I'll be honest with you, mate, demolition groundworks is probably as far away. So I'm a painter and decorator, so we do all the finishing bits, you do all the first bits. We're probably about in the trades as far away from each other as possible. How is the industry? I'm just going to pause there a minute to let you guys know about one of the UK's best kept trade secrets, Climador, a leading manufacturer of internal doors, external doors and patio doors, and all the accessories you need for a smoother, more effortless project. Climador offer moulded, semi-solid and solid core internal doors in both unfinished and fully finished options with solid lipping and trim accessories to suit all frames. All at market-leading prices with no compromise on quality or durability, and they can deliver directly to your site. Climador's team of friendly experts can help with custom door sizes and specialist solutions such as fire-rated doors and pre-hung door sets designed for a fast and stress-free installation. And once you've placed a few orders, you'll be eligible to join their free approved installer program. This gives you priority access to job leads in your local area and standard discount on every order alongside exclusive offers and perks. Just what you need to give your business a boost. Unlock the door to a flawless finish with Climador.
Well, for me, dead. So for the last couple of years, I've struggled. Really struggled. The work, my phone hasn't been ringing, and I was always busy, always. And then, it just died a death. So I'm now having to jump on machines for other people. I'm actually working for a friend of mine. Lucky enough that he took me on because he's got loads of work. He's the only one that I know that's really, really busy. And he's took me on. So I'm working day work for him, just to put food on the table at the moment.
So it's your own business?
Yeah.
Do you have all your own plants?
I did. I had to sell it all.
Really?
Because there weren't no work. It's just sitting there not earning. So
mate.
You're better off sending it, get the money in for it.
How long has it been that way?
Yeah, a couple of years. But about 18 months, 2 years. It's been rough, really. But we're getting through it. Doing the day work. Like I said, I'm having to jump on grab lorries and jump on the machines for other people. Went and jumped on another groundwork firm that I was telling you about earlier, which was all right, but the work was all right. It's just the people that you're working with.
And you, obviously pre-record, you told me the story about your business name, Maibo.
Yeah.
So I know you've got two kids because that's, an amalgamation, that's the word I'm looking for, of your kids' names. How's that been in terms of the pressure?
What do you mean?
Work not going well, things drying up, and you got the pressure of having a family at home to support.
No, I've got more than 2.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. I've got 4 of my own and a stepdaughter.
Right.
So I've got 5 really to look after. But yeah, it is pressure. But at the end of the day, you've just got to do what you got to do and make sure that there's a roof over their head and there's food on the table.
How did you pick the 2 that got to be the business name?
They was the 2 oldest.
Pick your favourites.
So when they was little, when I started, because what happened was I've always worked for myself or for my dad. So ever since I was little, I've worked for my dad. And then when I got to about 21, something like that, I started up, no, a little bit older than that, it's probably about 25. I started up my own groundworks company, and then I didn't know a name. And my 2 eldest is called Bobby and Maisie. So my mum said, why don't you call it Maibo? Blend the 2 names. And I went, yeah, that'll do. So yeah, that's how that come about. And then the other kids come, and now they're older. They always say, well, where's our one then? Why are our names in it?
Have to start another business, Jay. That's what you're going to
I
have
need
to
do something. But yeah, at the moment, I'm just ticking along as I am at the moment.
Why do you think it's dried up? Is it just the economy or?
Don't know. It's just, it's gone mental. When COVID come, we was flat out. We couldn't keep up with it. And we was doing a lot of outbuilding bases as well, where people worked up London and then they was getting the grant from their firm to pay half of an outbuilding. So then all they've got to do is pay the other half and then build the outbuilding. And then they save their money on the train fares. So
sorry, mate.
Yeah,
just pause for 2 seconds. See what this. Oh, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, crack on.
Pause that.
Oh, he's fucked him up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get rid of that. Fucking great, isn't it? Not book an appointment, did they? Right, hold on.
You said, why did it dry out?
Yeah. And we're back. So, slight disturbance in the studio. Water meter man came, who was promptly shunned away. You're not on the list. You ain't coming in by the bouncer in the corner. We've got Jack sat out the back, turning away all visitors. So sorry about that, mate. I do apologise for the interruption. We'll jump straight back into it. Where were we?
I can't remember. Where actually was we?
The trade, wasn't it? It was the run of the trade, why it's dried up.
Oh, yeah. So during COVID, all the people that was working up the city, their companies was offering them a certain amount of money, which would cover half of an outbuilding. So they had to match it, and then they'll get an outbuilding in the garden. They can work from home. Then they save their money. Okay. They'll get their money back on the train fare over a couple of years. And then after that, they've got an outbuilding in the garden and they're saving money. So it went crazy for them.
Doing the footings for outbuildings?
Yeah, doing all the bases for the outbuildings. We built a few as well. And yeah, it was that was good. We was earning all right through COVID. We'd done really well. And then when we come out of it, it started slowing down. And then people, I'm not too sure what happened. Someone was saying to me that the house prices went up, or it was harder to get the mortgages. And I think it was because where they was giving out all the bounce back loans and things like that, and people wasn't paying them back, it was a lot harder for people to get the money, to borrow off the money to do like extensions or new builds.
You're right at the sharp end of it, mate, aren't you, with what you do in terms of groundworks and demolition, because you're reliant on things being built.
Exactly.
Fortunately, like in my trade, a lot of what we do restoration work, so we can work with what's already there. But you can't really do that, can you?
No. We're at the bottom, literally at the bottom. So if no one's building or extending, then we're not working, and then no one's going to be knocking things over if they're not going to build on it. So yeah,
How long have you done that as a trade, or has it been forever?
Yeah, I've drove machines since I was a little boy. Well, I always say about it, but when I started senior school, so I was 11, I was there 1 week and I got suspended. I didn't really get along at school, but I got suspended the first week of school. And then my dad said to me, he said, "You're not sitting at home doing nothing, you're coming to work." And because I drove the machines anyway, he always had machines in the yard, I was always loading up dumpers, doing whatever anyway. He made me dig his footings out for his new build, for his house. So I dug them out when I was 11. And the house is still standing now, so I must have done all right. And then, so I've always been in machines.
So, and your dad was in machines? And
He had a
groundworks
building
as
firm.
well? Okay.
Yeah, he had a good, successful building firm. It wasn't always successful, but in the end, he was doing really well.
So you've always been around the trades then?
Always, since I was a little boy.
So
I've hated it since I was a little boy.
Really?
I hate it. I can't stand it. I'm in the mud, the wet, the cold.
You never thought about doing anything different?
It's what I'm good at. It's what I can do.
I've got to say, mate, I mean, in terms of the UK climate, it's a fucking hard job for you, to be fair.
It is, yeah. I got offered a long time ago, years ago, probably about 19, 20 years ago. I got offered to go to Australia and work on the mines. And I wish I took it, but I didn't. And that was a lot of money then, but it was in dollars. It was about $250,000 a year. So it was obviously half of that is what you was getting, but you was working on the mines. I got offered to go out there. I should have done it, but I turned it down. I might have been a bit different then. It might have been...
What ifs, mate?
Well,
It's one of them
exactly.
things
Never
you
look back,
know,
always
yeah.
look forward. But yeah, so it's tough. It's really tough, but we're getting through it.
Hopefully, mate. Hopefully it all picks up. I mean, the government are constantly promising, however many, 1.5 million new homes and all the rest of it. So,
Yeah, there seems to be a lot more homes going up at the moment. Like I was saying, the friend that I work for, he's doing really well, but he's doing all his own work. He's got a few customers that he's doing, like there's one house that he's doing at the moment. It's about £6 million, and what he hasn't done on that house, it's just not worth having. It's unbelievable, this house. And then he's got a couple of others. He's in with a few farmers. He's building houses for them, but he does a lot of his own. So he'll buy land and then build the houses on the land for himself. And that's what he's trying to get out of working for customers and just doing his own work. And then he should never be out of it.
okay.
Like out of work. But he's doing really well.
Hopefully it will turn then. Hopefully it will turn a
Hopefully.
tide.
Well, at the moment, I'm just ticking over. I'm earning a living, but I am having to do 2 jobs to put food on the table, because obviously it's like when you work for yourself, you're always earning more money, but you've got a lot more pressure.
How are you coping with that then, Jay? Because, I mean, one of the biggest issues in the construction industry amongst a lot of us is burnout. So running 2 jobs in a tough job, how are you managing that?
Yeah, it's tough, but just got to do what you got to do.
Head down, got to do it.
Just got to do it. Yeah, there's not a lot you can do about it. Kids need things, they need to eat. You just got to get on with it. That's what I do. Just get on with it.
And I hear you've took a recent turn into social media.
Yeah.
So how and why did that come about? I want to take a moment to thank our headline sponsors, Zinza. And if you're a professional painter and decorator, you know just what it takes to create work that you're proud of. And for over 170 years, Zinza has been there to make that possible. Zinza pride themselves on being the painter's paint, developing the paints and primers that pros rely on to do their best work on every job. That's why Zinza is the mark of a pro. Make sure you check out their new YouTube short film on the Zinza YouTube channel, featuring 3 independent journeys and showing their story on how they became a modern pro. Thanks again to Zinza for supporting the Talking Tradesman podcast and helping us spread the message and raise awareness around mental health in construction and beyond. Let's get back to the episode.
So, Stacey at Trademark Digital and my girlfriend,
Hello, Stax.
actually my fiance, I shouldn't say that, girlfriend, and my fiance, they was talking. They said that they went, look, you should do it. I went, everything like we do is funny and we muck around and I have a laugh. They said, like, people will like it. Just start doing it and eventually you start earning money. I went, give me the phone, I'll film a video now. I said, how much money? And then, so that's how it come around. And then, like, I don't really have much to do with it. I'll do a couple of videos or whatever, and then I'll send them over to Stacey, and then she'll edit them and put them up and post them and do everything. But it's actually been taking off. It's been doing all right. Like, a few videos have really gone off, and then started getting about with it.
Do you think it will land your work?
I don't know about work. I don't do it to try to get work. I just do it because, to be honest, I quite enjoy it now. At the start, I felt a bit of a lemon doing it, but now I actually quite enjoy doing it. I think it's quite funny, and then it's quite addictive as well when you're watching it and you're getting more views. Like the other day, I've got about 800,000 and it's going up, and you're watching it, and you think, bloody hell, that ain't stopped, it's still going. And it's like a little bit of a buzz. Like, I don't really drink. I barely go out, so my fun now is just watching my phone go up in views.
How was it stepping into it, mate? Because I know, like, obviously you're of a certain generation, I'm of a certain generation, and I know when I first got into doing social media, like recording yourself, putting yourself on camera was fucking horrible. So,
yeah, it still is, really. Yeah, I still... you always look at it and you think, oh, I sound like an idiot. I look like an idiot. I've got 38 chins. I'm going grey, you know what I mean? But you just... At the end of the day, I don't really care what anyone else thinks about me, so...
Did your friends and family have anything to say about it?
Me mates have, yeah. They mug me off all the time, but I don't really care what they think.
Yeah.
They won't be mugging me off when I start getting money out of it.
This is it, mate.
That's funny, because one of them said it the other day. He gave me a lot of shit for quite a while, saying about it and saying, like, you're a 40-year-old man doing all this, and not digging me out, but just taking a piss, you know what I mean? And then when the video started going and all that, and then he's ringing me up, you weren't out of that yet. I said, no, not yet. I said, it'll come, whatever. And the only reason why I do it is for the money. I said to him, I enjoy doing it, I quite like it, but I'm not doing it for any other reason apart from the money. I need to earn the money out of it. And it's another outlet of trying to get some money in. So I just do some videos, have a laugh, muck around.
First they ask you why you're doing it, then they ask you how you did it.
Exactly that.
That's the thing.
Exactly that, yeah. And then I always say to them, look, if you want to do it, go to Trademark Digital and then they'll sort you out.
Big shout out, Trademark Digital, for all your social media needs. How was that, Stace?
Yeah, but that's what I say to them, and whether they do it or not, it's down to them. But when you start getting, because at the start, like, you're getting, like, you don't get, like now I haven't got a big following, but I get big views. So it's weird. I can't work it out how to get the following up, but it will come when it happens.
Consistency, mate. That's it. You keep doing
yeah.
what you're doing. If you build a genuine follower base, it's worth more than a fake one, essentially.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You get people that genuinely follow you because they like you, they like the content you're putting out. You're obviously doing something right to be hitting those kind of numbers. It's fucking insane, mate, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
Imagine 800,000 people looking at you.
Yeah, it's a lot. Funny that we were saying that, weren't we? I had the first video I put out, and it's the first ever one. It had like 250,000 or something like that. And then I was like, that is fucking crazy. 250,000 people have seen my face.
Yeah.
And then we had a couple more that went, took off a little bit. I'll never forget it. I was sitting at the traffic lights near where we live, and there's a crossroads, and there's a senior school on the corner there. And I'm sitting there. I was going to pick my daughter up from school, and the light's gone red, and there was a group of boys, schoolboys, walking across, and there was a little one at the front. And he looked like that, and he waved to say thank you, even though it's a red light. He was just being polite. So he looked, waved, and he took a double look. He went, "There's that guy off of TikTok." And I was like, oh, fucking hell. I was like, no, I'm getting noticed by school kids. Do you know what I mean? It was quite funny. I was like, well, the videos are getting about, but...
Surreal, mate. But, I mean, listen, social media now it is the marketing giant.
It's crazy what you can get out of it, and the widespread amount of people like that you go, like obviously you get the stats, don't you, where like most of them are coming from. So most of them are in this country, the views, but then you get them in like America, like I think it was like Africa or Uganda or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I swear I read that. I might actually be wrong there, but it's all over the world that you're getting all these views. I was getting people messaging me from like Switzerland and things like that. And on my TikTok, they keep banning me. But on there, I think my following is all middle-aged women, isn't it? Yeah, middle-aged women.
Mate, you're in a niche.
Yeah, I don't know how. They must look at me and go, all right, poor bastard, look at him. We'll follow him. I feel a bit sorry for him. We'll follow him.
They love a bit of rough, apparently.
Yeah. Well,
while we're on the subject, mate.
Rougher.
While we're on the subject, because Stace will be giving me daggers otherwise, I'm not even going to look. But shout out what your social media handles are on each platform, just so people can go and give you a follow.
Maibo J.
On everything.
Maibo. Yeah.
So that's TikTok, Instagram. What else do you want?
And Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, Maibo J.
Go and give Jay a follow. Maibo J. Check it out. All the social platforms. Go and give him a follow, and you can see why he's getting these kind of reach on his videos. So
thanks. Yeah, it's been doing all right, but we'll just carry on, keep ticking away at it. And
how long you been doing it?
not long. About between 6 and 8 months.
Okay.
Yeah, so not long, but it's
just getting started.
only just getting started. Yeah.
Fair play, man. Keep it up.
Yeah,
Keep it
I'm gonna. I actually quite enjoy doing it, to be honest. And I quite, like I was saying, it's quite addictive, and I think that's why TikTok keep banning me, because they let a few videos go, which got all the views, and then like you open it up, looking at it, and then what they'll do is you'll put a video on, and they'll give you like 200-300 views, and you think, why is that not going?
What are you getting banned for?
Well, no, just because then what they'll do is they'll go, if you want more views, pay this amount of money, and then we'll let it go, you know, and then like you'll get a certain amount of views, and then people might, because it's addictive, where you keep looking at it and you think, oh, that's no good. I'm only getting 200 views on that one, and that one got 250,000. What's going on? Then they make you paid, so then you can get more.
Mate, it's all corrupt, isn't it? It's
Oh,
like
it's
a certain person's stories is, in fact, again, Trademark Digital, Stacey, was talking this week about the new update on Instagram, the algorithms, and we'll talk about this after recording, but I've noticed it. Whatever they've done, my story views have gone to about 10% of whatever they did, probably because I said, no, I don't want to pay their $3.99.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about money.
Of course it is.
They're in it to earn money, same as what everyone else is just doing it.
Nobody does anything for free, mate. I think that the good thing about social media, though, is the fact that a normal person now can just, can take the opportunity and seize the opportunity that previously the only way your face would have been in front of 500,000 people would have been if you were on TV.
Yeah.
And that was, a very captive niche of people that were allowed on TV. You had to fit certain boxes and certain demographics.
Exactly, yeah. It's just, it blew my mind. I've never really been on social media. I had Facebook when I was younger, but then I didn't have none of it because I thought I don't want people knowing what I'm up to. Like people are putting like pictures of their dinner on there, and I thought I don't give a shit what your dinner is. You know what I mean? I don't care what your cat looks like. Yeah, I'm not bothered about all that. So then people are putting fake stuff on there, like flying out to Dubai and things like that, taking a picture in front of a Ferrari. Oh, just hired this and things like that when it weren't even theirs. And I thought I don't want to be wrapped up with people like that. So I just quit it all. I come off it all. And now doing it again is completely different because all the people that's on there, I don't really know it. Well, I don't know them, a lot of them, So I'm not like scrolling through seeing people's dinners and things like that. I'm actually seeing things that I actually want to see. So it's good now, but yeah, at the start.
Fair play, man. Fair play for getting involved, and fair play for, working out what the algorithm is and getting the views that you're getting, mate, because it ain't easy.
Well, that's Stacey. So, that's Stacey that deals with that.
Another shout out to Trademark Digital for all your social media.
Well, I should say Stacey and Jack. Yeah. Or Stick.
Stick and Jack.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, she's the one that sorts it out, though. That's where I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So hopefully it will build up and we'll start earning out of it, and then I can start earning some money from it.
Exactly, mate. I mean, listen, that comes in various forms. It comes in, obviously, monetization on platforms, but it also comes in opportunity. So brands and stuff like that reach out and want to get involved with you in your industry. So there's lots of different ways that you can actually make impact on it.
It's crazy, though, that like the things that you see on there. It's like, I've done it. Have you seen Big Stacks?
Yeah.
So I said to him, I've done a video about him, and I said, look, I've heard that Paul Venice has pulled out on you. If you want to fight, I'll fight you. And then he's like, obviously, I'm not big enough. It doesn't make sense for him.
Yeah.
But I've done it, and I thought maybe if he does, we can both earn a few quid out of it. We'll have a tear up. And then
you got a fighting background, Jay?
Yeah, I've boxed my whole life.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I said, if you want it, like we'll have it.
Mate, he said so. Big Stacks is Charlie Stacks,
yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, he's from round our way.
I see him everywhere at the minute. He's on all the
I'll tell you what, he's an absolute genius of what he's doing. Like you're saying, you see him absolutely everywhere. Mm-hmm. And then it's like what that Paul Venice said. he was having an interview with Kugan Cassius, and Kugan said to him, like, why do you not like him? He went, I don't dislike him. He said, I see what he's getting, and I want a bit of that.
Yeah.
Like all the views and everything and the following. Like, he's absolutely everywhere at the moment.
For anyone that doesn't know who he is, I mean, he's a unit of a guy. He's a big lad,
massive. Thank God he didn't take me up on it.
He's a big lad, but he's currently going around telling anyone that will listen that he's the hardest man in Britain, and the hardest man in the UK.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Listen, I don't know whether he believes it or not, but at the end of the day, he's earning money out of doing what he's doing, and fair play to him. You know what I mean? He's doing well with it. And yeah, no, I said to him, I wasn't calling him out, but I said to him, if you wanted an opponent, I'll be your opponent.
Did you get a response off him?
Well, no, he did message back to Trademark, but I'm not big enough for him. It doesn't make sense for him. Like, I'm not big enough, like, social platform. Doesn't make sense for him. What makes sense is him fighting someone like Paul Venice, who's got a big following as well, or someone like that where they can earn the money.
Yeah,
That didn't make sense to him. But
I don't know. 'Cause I think the thing is with that guy, he's very unknown, isn't he? Like, nobody's actually seen him fight.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I don't think I'd want a right hand off of him. He's
a fucking massive guy.
He's massive. Thank God he didn't take me up on it.
The guys, the likes of Paul Venice is legit. Like,
yeah, Paul Venice is
very legit.
Yeah.
So whether he'll step into the ring with the likes of somebody like that is yet to be seen. But
who knows? But at the end of the day, he's running away with it at the moment, isn't he? Absolutely, and he hasn't even been in the ring. No one's even seen him in the ring, and he's running away with it, earning all this money. If I was him, I wouldn't fight anyone. Yeah, I would carry on for the next 6 months, calling myself the hardest, and then because a lot of people are getting the hump with it. I think it's brilliant. I think what he's doing is an absolute genius because he's captured on something.
He was meant to have a fight, wasn't he? Was it with Luke Dyson, I believe?
I think so.
He said probation wouldn't let him fight.
Yeah, which makes sense, but who knows? You don't know though, do you? So, but he's like absolutely ripping it apart. Like you said, he's everywhere, and he's never even no one's seen him in the ring.
Boxing's gone a bit weird for me at the minute, mate. This is the rise of it seems to be a very clear definition with the influence of events and the boxing events. I know, like, there's the whole Darren Till thing, the guerrilla promotion.
Yeah, I see that today, funny enough.
So he's got an event coming up in Birmingham as well, which I think people are clamouring over to get into. But it's a bit of a strange demographic at the minute, the boxing world, do you think?
Yeah, it's never been good, though. It's always been a bit corrupt, isn't it?
But you've now got you've got influencers now stepping into the ring to fight because of their following, because they can bring the tickets in.
Exactly, and they're earning money.
Exactly. Opposed to the talent.
I see a few people, now, this training, they actually live around our way, and they've got big followings and things like that. And I see them training, I just think, you ain't going to last 2 minutes. And they're like putting videos up of them on the pads and that, and I think, you're not going to last 2 minutes. But how much money are they going to get in the ring?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, what's your limit on who you fight and how much money you get? It's all about the money.
How far did you take it, Jay, in terms of your boxing? Did you do amateurs?
I started off with the amateurs, but then I was training, got carded, and then I had kids young. So as soon as the kids were there, I couldn't carry it on. I was training down there with them, and then I just went over. I was in a load of different gyms at the time, and then I just done like unlicensed boxing.
Oh, okay.
I've done that for a long time, and then just doing that, but as and when I could with the kids. But I was always training. With some good boys as well, like GB squad boys. Don't get me wrong, I got my arse handed to me, but I was training with them all the time.
Fair play, mate.
And then, my brother was the one. He was a good amateur. He was really good. But
I take it we're not talking about Jack yet.
No, not Jack. No, my brother Joe. He was really good. And my dad always said, if Joe could have my aggression and I could have Joe's skill, he went, then they'll be brilliant. Because Joe was really skillful and really good, but he just didn't care. Like he just weren't bothered. He was such a good boxer as well, but he's just so kind. Whereas I'm kind, you know what I mean? But when someone's punching you in the face, you think,
yeah. He didn't want to hurt people.
Yeah, he didn't really want to hurt them.
Mate, I'm a big combat sports fan. I could sit down and talk to you for ages about fighting. I've gone through a run on the podcast actually of having a lot of the bare knuckle lads. I've had some good bare knuckle fighters come and sit down with me, but with danger of going off piste, what I do want to do is find out a little bit about you, because I know you've been through things. I know you went through losing your father at quite a young age, so let's get into a little bit about you then, Jay, about sort of like, you know, you've touched on where you got into your trade, working with your dad at a young age and all the rest of it. So how was life for you in those kind of years?
Right, I can go back far and start it early. It was, like I said, ever since I was a little kid, I've been on building sites and everything with my dad. And I had, like me and my brothers, we had a very good childhood. Whatever you wanted, you had. I had a silver spoon in my mouth. My missus takes a piss out of me now about it. But if I wanted it, I had it. My mum and dad used to get it for us. It wasn't a problem. And then as we got older, I left school, went to work for my dad. I was on the machines from then on, properly. And was working for my dad, full time. But he weren't just my dad. He was my best mate. He was even my mates. He treated them as if he was his own. He was just a right nice bloke. He was my drinking partner, my fishing partner, my boss, my dad. And then so he sort of helped me start my business. And I was doing that at the start on the side. So I was working for myself and for him, because obviously it's only just started, so it's just picking up. And then got to about 30, it was when I was 30. We was at work. We was working in the day, and he got the business to a point where he was just about to be massive. He was big anyway. He had a nice big company. He had a lot of work going on. He always had about, I would have said, between 7 to 9 jobs on the go at a time, roughly.
Okay.
So he had a good firm, and he was always had work. He had a really good name for himself. And then we was building blocks of flats and things like that. But it was literally, you could see it was just on the point. He had a few deals that was going on that he was about to absolutely rip it apart. And we was at work one day in the daytime. I'll never forget it. I was on the digger. And I'm digging a set of footings, and I was on the phone. So I'm digging like that, just digging away. And he come up behind me. He said, "Get off that fucking phone." And I was like, "The job's still getting done, isn't it?" And he went, "I'm going for a bit of breakfast. Do you want to come?" I said, "No, I'll carry on with this. I'll get this out." He went, "I've got a meeting to go to." And that was it. I didn't see him again. He went to a meeting and then never come home. And then we found out, that was on a Tuesday. I found out 11 o'clock Tuesday night from the police coming round. 6 o'clock the next morning, I was back in the yard, making sure that, because he still had blokes that relied on him.
What happened, Jay?
He had heart failure. So he was in the meeting, he started getting hot, he took his shirt off, gone. So then, the next day, because he still had all these blokes that worked for him, they still had families, they still got to put food on their table.
So you had to take that news and then go into work the following day?
Yeah, I went to work every day until, like, my brothers could help out, because they was obviously cut up. And then when they come back, then I took a bit of time. But, the thing is, everyone's dealt a bad card sometimes. They're always going to lose someone. It's the way you got to get on with it. But that was rough, and that was hard. But I'd done it. We got through it. But then, looking back on it now, if I could turn back the time, we should have shut the business down there and then. Like, paid the blokes up, and then finished off these little bits or bobs or whatever, and then just shut it. Any of the big jobs we should have just walked away from, because my mum, she chucked a lot of money into the firm to keep it going, but we didn't know what we was doing really. It was like my dad that had everything going.
So you were about 30. How
I was about
old
30,
were your other brothers?
If I was 30, Jack was 25, and my brother Joe was 28.
Okay.
But we didn't know what we was doing. My dad, he was really good at what he done, so he done everything. And then, like, he used to just say to me, "I need them footings pulled out." What I should have done, really, in hindsight, if I look back now and I could change it, this was his plan as well, was start taking the reins a little bit more, because he wanted to live 6 months in Cyprus, 6 months over here. He was like winding down for retirement. And but he'd always be on the phone, so if I ever had a problem, I could just ring him up. And that's what I should have done, but I didn't. I was lazy. I was getting sacked every other week by him. He was forever sacking me, but then my mum was forever reinstating me. Like, I'd get sacked on a Friday and I'm back there on the Monday, and we'd have like a big argument or whateve, and then he's just I must get it from him, because he'd sack me, scream and shout at me, and then a couple of hours later he'd ring me up and go, look, I'm sorry. Like, then feel guilty about it. I do the same with my kids when we have an argument. Like, the heat of the moment, you're all screaming and shouting or whatever, and then you say some things that you don't mean. And about 10 minutes later, I'm ringing them up or going into their bedroom saying that I'm sorry.
Mate, it takes some balls to do that, though. To know that and be able to apologise when you can't. I mean, listen, some people are fiery people, they're passionate people. And working with family, mate, I mean, I've done it my whole life, so I'm like third generation in my business. I've got my son works for me now. It ain't always easy, man.
No,
And sometimes I think with family, it goes both ways. I think they can take liberties, but I think also you can take liberties. Because I'm sure I'm guilty of maybe speaking to my lad sometimes in a way that I wouldn't speak to somebody, like if I had an apprentice that weren't my lad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You keep, there's a bit of a line or a border that gets crossed, isn't there, with family?
Yeah. See, I'm under the strong impression that you speak to people how you want to be spoken to and you treat people how you want to be treated. So I don't care if you're sweeping up in a multi-million-pound building. I don't care if you're sweeping up or cleaning the toilets or you own it. I'll talk to you exactly the same way. It doesn't matter to me whether it doesn't bother me or doesn't matter to me. It doesn't affect me whether you're sweeping up or own it. So I treat people exactly the same, whether it's my kids or people I just meet. I treat them all exactly the same. And to be fair, I got all these from my dad, but I never... It's horrible because I wish he could see me now and, all right, the struggle that we've been through, but I wish he could see me now, the work ethic that I got and the way I am now compared to how I was, because I was an arsehole. And the reason being is because I was a spoilt brat.
You got the parachute, mate.
Yeah.
So for me, from the outside looking at it, like your dad would have been the parachute for the family. So
Yeah,
he was
was
there to cover anything that went wrong for all of yous. Unfortunately, when you lost him, that parachute then got transferred to you as the older brother. By the sounds of it, if you kept going or your brothers had time off, you must have felt an obligation to hold the line, as it were.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, you're probably right. But I'll do anything for my family. Anything. I don't care what it is. If they've done, even if they're in the wrong, I'd still help them. I'm not bothered. Like anything for my family. And to be honest, my friends as well. And the people that work for him, they're like, even though they're the people that worked for him, they're still like our friends. Like he didn't just employ anyone that he didn't know. He'd have the best people that he could get. And that's why he had a really good firm. So, yeah, we got dealt a bad card, but there's no need for them to get dealt a bad card by losing out on money or work or whatever. They've still got families, so that's why we had to just carry on. But I wish, like I said, like we shut the firm down. Looking back now, because we lost a lot of money, not a lot of money.
And putting your own or putting the family's money into the business to keep it going.
Exactly. Yeah, my mum did. Yeah, and then we there's a few things as well. People took advantage. So they see his death as a bonus for them. So then we was doing a penthouse in Southend, and he said to us, he was like, look, we know what's happened, but we just need to get the job done. Don't worry about the money and everything. We got it done, and he still knocked us some money. You know what I mean? And lucky enough, he's died now. But I'd never wish death on anyone, but he's an arsehole. But... yeah, no, I shouldn't have said that. But
mate, it fucking is what it is.
I don't really
It is
care,
what
to
it
be
is.
honest,
People shouldn't take advantage of people that way.
yeah, it's just a shame that we couldn't beat him up before he did that. Take that out.
Mate, it's just, you said it's a shame that you couldn't, not that you did.
Yeah.
So you're fine. You're absolutely fine.
Yeah, no, but and then we're doing things like I had people, but they are friends of ours as well, and I do believe them. But they've come up, like we was doing some big jobs for them as well, and then they're coming up and they come up and said, look, so because your dad got this job, he said he'll do this job at cost plus 5% on a handshake. We don't know, but they're good. They're good people, but you just don't know. And I said, look, if it's a handshake, I said I'll honour it. we'll get it done, which we did, and that was absolutely fine. Like, he's a good friend of mine, actually, and we got the flats finished, and then we got his house done as well. But we was having to, I had to employ another bloke to come in to run it, because we just didn't know what we was doing. And then he was a hothead. And
I mean, mate, to be fair, the business side of it, over the grand scale of things, it's not that important. But like, you on a personal level, how was it for you to have lost your dad and then to have to continue working in essentially what was his business? Do you know what I mean? Like, how did that take a toll on you?
To be honest, I can't remember. I actually can't remember, and I think I've just blacked it out, because I can't actually remember a lot about it now. And it was only 10 years ago. But like, going back to work and doing everything, that was the worst point of my life. And probably until my mum goes or whatever, probably still will be. But it was just horrible. And yeah, I can't really remember much about it, apart from going to work every day, making sure that everyone was working, trying to get through it. I had to go pick his van up from where we had the meeting, go to a police station to go pick up his belongings.
That's what I mean, mate.
Walking out of his shoes, you know what I mean? Then I had to go, that was the next day actually. I set everyone to work, and then I had to go to Gray's police station, pick up his shoes, and they was like, he had a load of money in his wallet. And I said, how much? I went, 750 quid. I thought he always had more than that. So I reckon they kept some, but you don't know that. But yeah, then I had to pick his wallet up, his shoes, and then they told me where his van was. So then I had to go pick his van up and then take that home. And then it was all just a bit of a blur. Like, now I'm looking back, I can't really remember much of it. Like, little bits I can remember. But to be honest, after, when everyone started coming back, I started to drink a little bit. And then I got into a bit of a cycle with that. And then that wasn't obviously helping. Then because of all that, then at the time I was married, we got divorced. And it all just went straight down. To be fair, the divorce was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. That was the best thing that come out of my dad's death. But it all just went downwards. But then...
It's a dangerous fucking spiral, mate.
Yeah, but I'm not the only one that's been through it. There's a lot of people that's been through it.
Listen, don't detract from the hard times, though, Jay. I'll sit down with a lot of people that have been through a lot of trauma, and so many men say that. Yeah, you know, I've been through this, it was horrific, but there's people that have had worse.
There is, yeah.
But it doesn't matter, mate. I mean, there is people that have had worse and gone through terrible things, but that doesn't detract from your own pain. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter that other people have suffered more. That doesn't take away your suffering.
And you get people that have had to bury their children. No, I don't think I'll get over that. I don't think I'll be able to. See, I can get over my dad, because I have done. I didn't think I would, but I have done. But I don't think I'll get over burying a child.
It's a horrible thing to think about, mate, that, isn't it?
Yeah, honestly, that is the worst, and it's terrible if that's ever happened to anyone that's listening. But I don't think I could get over that. There's a lot stronger people out there than what I've been through, you know. And
maybe, as I say, it doesn't take away from what you've
maybe not
been through with experiencing that. I mean, my dad's still with us, but my journey in the trades, I won't get into my personal history, but for a lot of my life, mate, I was raised by my grandfather, who was more like a dad to me for a good chunk of my formative years, like 17 to 20, well, 30 probably. Lost him to lung cancer, and it was all quite sudden. And that devastated me, mate. I couldn't even talk about it for years.
I'll be gutted when my nan goes. I'll be gutted. I used to live with her when we was kids, not because I fell out with my mum and dad, but because what my dad done, and my mum, my mum and dad, when we was younger, a lot younger, we moved over 15 times, wasn't it?
I think it's about 11 different houses.
What, really? Just with mum and dad?
Yeah.
So it's 11 different... We was doing 3 in 1 year. Like, we moved about 11 times. What he was doing is he was buying houses. We was having to move into them.
Yeah.
Doing them up, doing whatever.
Right. Yeah,
selling them, nicking the money out of it. Doing that. He done that however many times, like 11 times, my brother just said. But then... And then in the end, he built a lovely house, a big house. It was beautiful. And that was the one I dug the footings on, actually.
Right.
And then, so then he built that, and he had another house over in Burnham, which was, it was stunning. And then he sold both of them to nick the money out of both of them. So he had a big chunk of money. And then what he actually done is they built like a flat in our yard. So they built a flat in the yard. So my mum and dad was living in the flat, trying to find a plot of land perfect where they could build themselves a house, and me and me two brothers. So we all had a house and we was all on the same together.
Yeah.
And obviously, and he wanted to get a place in Cyprus, so he would have done 6 months over there, 6 months over here, and we'd have all been together. But obviously it didn't work out, it weren't meant to be. But
there's a lesson to be had in it, mate, and I mean, it would have been a beautiful thing by the sounds of it. We just never know, do we?
You don't know, no. You don't know what's around the corner. And this is the other thing about saying about like this social media, and you said about what does my friends think and that. Before, I would have probably been bothered about it. And then I would have, I cared what people think. And then I care what people were saying about me. But now, I don't give two shits. Crack on. You want to talk. It doesn't matter to me. Like, they've got to be something wrong with them to want to talk about me instead of something decent about themselves. You know what I mean? So that's what I was saying about not bothering, and I think that all stems from that. No, I just don't care anymore. Nothing can hurt me as much as that day did. So you just get on with it.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Unfortunately, it takes bereavement and stuff like that to like readjust the way that we see things.
Exactly.
And that losing a loved one like that, mate, very often will make you evaluate your priorities and where your values are in terms of what's important.
Well, I've got a good question for you. Right, this is what me and my friend was talking about. So my friend's dad died of cancer, and it took him about 2 or 3 years, might have been 2 years, and he watched him deteriorate so much, then he died. But he sorted all the finances out. Everything was sorted. He transferred things into, because he was an only child. My mate's an only child. He transferred everything into his name and into his mum's name. His mum had money. She was like, they was moving all the money around, so he got it straight away. And he sorted everything out. And then, unfortunately, he did pass away. And I was gutted about that, because he was a lovely bloke. But unfortunately, he did pass away. But my friend was fine after that. Like, it wasn't emotionally, but financially, he was set. And he said to me, he said, how would you have it? Would you have the way your dad died, where we didn't know what was going on? Because he kept a lot of things in his head. There was gentlemen's agreements, there was backhanders, there was everything going on which we didn't know about. And then, so we didn't know what was going on. So then when he died, everything was up in the air. Like, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now, working day and night, working every hour that I can, every day that I can, just scraping by, putting food on the table, trying to do this social media, just trying to get some more money, you know, just trying to figure out how I can get more money. None of us would be in this position if we had 2 years left, but we had to watch him deteriorate. So say, for instance, he got cancer, and then I had to watch him deteriorate, like my friend did with his dad. He said, what would you prefer? That your dad died the way my dad did? He said, but all your finances would have been sorted. You would never have had to worry after that, because we wouldn't have. We would have been sorted, because he would have made sure everything's in place. That firm would have run itself. It wouldn't have been left to us that didn't know what we was doing. And then, obviously, we're chucking money at it and trying to keep it going. We lost hundreds of thousands in the end. But it wouldn't have happened. It would have been, everything would have been sorted, but you would have had to see him deteriorate after 2 years. Or would you have preferred the way he did go, where 1 minute he's with you, next minute he's gone, he didn't suffer. He come over hot, and that was it. He said, how would you want it? I said, the way he went. I said, I don't want to, because he was such a strong, like, bloke, you know what I mean? Just a man. And my granddad, when he passed away, he had a brain tumour, which was his dad. And he was like a proper man's man. He was always had like a bird on his arm and all this. And then he got a brain tumour, and then in the end he thought he was a pirate. He had an eye patch on, he had a nappy on. He kept on escaping from the old people's home, like in a nappy, you know, and then like where he just lost his mind. I don't care.
Funny, yeah.
No, he's funny. But my dad said, if I ever get like that, put a bullet in my head. He said, do not let me get like that. He said, put a bullet in my head. And I'll never forget with him saying that to me. So he said, "How would you want to see it?" I said, "The way he went." I said, "I'm not." I said, "We can go out and nick a few quid." I said, "We can go out and earn money." I said, "Yeah, all right. I'm up shit streak." Well, I was up shit streak, but that didn't help. That obviously everything that went on, I was hitting the bottle. Like everything went downhill. I spent loads of money. I just spunked money, and then I got myself in a right bit of bother. But I didn't care. I was just like, "Well, it is what it is." I'm not bothered. I'm still trying to get out the hole now, 10 years later. But then I had a divorce in that as well. But I'm still trying to get out, and I'm nearly out of it now. I'm looking at, and I put all that down to my partner, Georgie. She's my fiancée. I got engaged 4 or 5 years ago now. But I put that down to her because she's so strong-minded. And then she sort of brought me back out of it. So that's why I don't really drink. I still have a drink, but she got me like back on the straight and narrow, and then back my head back in the game, and then back earning.
Completely agree with you, mate. I mean, yeah.
What would you like? What would you do in that?
100%. I've been through it, mate. My grandfather, he was the one that started my business, essentially, the painting and decorating business in the family back in the 60s. But he was an incredible bloke, mate. Fucking salt of the earth, funny as anything, real character. And I think he was 77 when he passed away. But up until that point, mate, he looked 10 years younger, fit as a fiddle. He used to, at the time, when he got ill, he was into cycling, but he would go out long distance. He'd do 20, 30 miles a day, 3 times a week. He was a fit bloke, fit, healthy, strong. And to be fair, mate, I idolised the guy. You know what I mean? He was there for me in a lot of hard times. And when he had what we thought was a stroke, and it turned out it wasn't a stroke, it was a symptom of the fact that he'd got lung cancer that had spread. Oh, right. So apparently it's something to do with lung cancer, releases spores, and it had gone to his brain. He'd had this what seemed to be a stroke, but it wasn't. And they did the MRI, found out he'd got advanced lung cancer that had spread to his brain. And that process, mate, I've blanked a lot of it out, if I'm honest with you, Jay.
You do that without even realising, didn't you?
Maybe it was 3 months, maybe 4 months, start to finish, from the time where we thought he'd gone from A-OK to having what we thought was a stroke. And I was at work, my mum rung me, I was like, "Oh, your granddad's had a stroke." So, "You fucking joking? He's fit as a fiddle."
Yeah.
Not that that means anything, as we know. And then to him passing was maybe 3-4 months, mate. But in that process, he went from this strong bloke being cared for at home. He ended up in a hospice. And I tell you what, mate, I would pay I'd pay anything, mate, to delete the memories and the pictures in my head. Because I went down there and I visited him and I saw him, and I was there with him the night before he passed. I had a phone call, I was at work, and it was like, "Look, we think this is it." So I was there with him right at the end, mate, and the person that he was at the end wasn't the person he was.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we see the same with our granddad as well.
But honestly, mate, hand on heart, I would give up everything I own now to have not
seen him suffer.
Yeah.
For him not to suffer. This is the same as what I said to my friend.
I'd never have not gone to see him, but I fucking hate the fact that I did at the same time.
Well, yeah, I didn't go see my dad when he was in the morgue sort of thing after when he was on the cold slab, and
It sounds, and listen, mate, I know it's fucking a selfish perspective, but as I say, when I saw my granddad when he was dosed up on morphine, he was in so much pain and all this kind of stuff, and he just. Yeah, it was horrible, mate. But I've got these pictures now in my head.
It. Yeah,
this is why. But you telling your story there just took me straight back there, and sat there thinking, mate, 100%. Not that you'd want either way, but I'd go with no suffering an instant.
That's what I said to my friend. Yeah. I said I'd never want to watch him deteriorate. But yeah, if we did have to do that, then we know that everything would have been sorted financially. And it would have probably been a lot smoother ride, but we're still here. And we're not the ones that would have to suffer. You
guys have all got your own autonomy to, you can always earn more money. Like exactly. You said, you can always do something that'll earn more money.
Exactly. Money comes and goes. This is half my problem with that attitude. You know what I mean?
Too much going
money
on.
Money comes and goes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 5 kids, you know what I mean? I need what I should do is buy a telly. But stop having these kids.
There's certain classes you weren't paying attention to in school, Jay.
Yeah, I don't think they existed then.
You didn't see the banana demonstration.
I probably went for a piss then.
Got booted out for laughing like I did.
Yeah, probably. I can't remember school. I think you're only a year above me anyway. I'm 40 now, so.
Okay. Yeah, not far apart, mate, at all. I mean, talking about obviously family and illness and all the rest of it, one of the other things I do want to ask you about is obviously the situation. It's a story, actually. Obviously, the first person I ever spoke to about your brother Jack and his stroke was Stacey Stick.
Stick.
Trademark Digital for all your social media needs. Was Stick when she came in and talked. And at that time, I'd never met Jack. So she came in and spoke about what had happened to her business partner and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah, she had a cardboard cutout, didn't she?
Yeah, they had a cardboard cutout of the guy. Did you favours that, Jack, to be fair. I think it was bent in, his head was flapping around or something. Anyway, turned up with his cardboard cutout and told this story and very confidently said, in a year's time, he'll be sat here with us.
Yeah.
And that come through to fruition. So obviously in due course, Jack got better. I met Jack and all the rest of it. So I've heard Jack's story from Stacey's perspective, from Jack's perspective, and now I've got you sat next to me. So I want to ask you how that was to have your younger brother go through that.
It was horrible. It was horrible. Yeah, I got a phone call saying that Jack's had a stroke. He's in the hospital. Another thing, I can't remember. I was at work. I can't remember where I was. Actually, no, I can. I was I was miles away from where I was. From Southend Hospital, I was probably an hour and a half drive. And I was with a load of blokes, and we was down there. I said, "I'm gone." I said, "See you later. I'm out of here." So I just drove off. I went speeding up to Southend. But you've got to remember, he's my baby brother.
Yeah.
He's always been. I know there's only 5 years difference, but he was still my little brother. So yeah, I went up there, and it was just horrible. It's just, I wish I never went there. Really, he didn't know where he was, what he's doing. He can't remember anything. But then was still like half laughing. So he didn't. I don't know if he knew what was going on. And it was like, that's after what we were saying about where the dad died, and then going downhill and everything, and then just start coming back up and start getting out of it. And then that happens, and then you sort of go back up, and then you're back down again. It's like every time you're trying to climb up, something's knocking you back down. It knocked him down a lot more than it knocked me down. But he got, to be honest, now looking back at it, it was probably one of the best things that's happened to him. Because then it got him off the tools. So he's not working on the tools no more. He started Trademark Digital, and he's putting all his time and effort into that, him and Stick, and they're doing really well. And he's not having to be on the building site like we are all the time. That's what I want to get off of. I can't stand it. But he's not out there in the freezing cold. If he's pissing down with rain, he doesn't have to look out the window and go, "Oh, I'm going to get rained off today. That's another day that I'm not earning." He's in an office, so he's all good things come out of something,
Been through a lot as a family, mate, haven't you? To be fair, I mean, I know what you say. Other people have been through worse, but you've been through your share.
Yeah, we've been through it. Yeah, we got dealt a couple of bad cards, but it's what it is, isn't it? It's just I suppose it's the part of growing up and the way you deal with it. And then hopefully you deal with it the right way, so then you can pass it down to your kids and they can pick up on it, and hopefully that they make the right choices.
In terms of that then, Jay, how you deal with it part, because obviously this podcast was born or grounded around the mental health conversations.
Yeah.
How did you deal with it? Like, have you ever had support? Have you ever had anyone?
No, I never had support. No. To be honest, there's been loads of times, and I just thought it is so much easier just to go down to Hadley Country Park and just fucking jump in front of that train and just get it done with, and then I won't have to feel it no more. Sorry. Oh, it's done me.
No, man, take a moment.
But then you think you won't have, mate. Yeah, you won't have to deal with it no more. But then people rely on you, so you can't. Especially when you're at your lowest as well. Like, it's hard, but just get on with it. Just got to man up and get on with it, and just think you're leaving your kids behind. That's what's happened to you, and that's how you feel. and it was no fault of my dad's, like, you know what I mean? But then it would have been my fault for them.
It's fucking tough, mate.
Yeah, it's
It really
hard.
is.
It is hard.
Being a bloke at times when you've got all the pressure on your shoulders, you know, you're the head of the family, head of the household, and you've got that where you're feeling like that, where you think, do you know what, it'd be easier to not fucking be here.
I thought it loads. But it's only, yeah, especially when, like, even though I was the one that walked out, like, of my wife, walked out on her because I was sick of the arguing in front of the kids and things like that. But you think, you've lost your wife, you lost your dad, you're fucking on your arse, you've got nothing. At the time, I had 3 kids. So I was like, I've got 3 kids. I'm not a very good role model. And you're hurting, badly hurting. And then to add on top of that, I was always pissed because I just was masking it. So then the next day you got the hangover and you think, oh, fucking, I feel like shit, which makes it even worse. It's like, it intensifies the way you're feeling. So then you have another drink because you think, well, if I get pissed again, and then you stand in the pub, you're all laughing, everyone goes, oh, he's all right, you know what I mean? He's having a laugh, he's getting on with it. When really, you're hurting that bad that you're just drinking to get over it.
Wearing the mask, mate.
Yeah, exactly. And look, I know there's a lot of people that have been in the same boat and felt the same way. So unfortunately, some people can't handle it and end up taking their life.
But far too many, far too regular.
Especially in the building.
Worst industry in the UK.
This is what, yeah. And especially in the building, it's not easy. It's not easy because you think you're working with a load of men and, like what I just said, you just got to man up and get on with it. But sometimes it ain't as easy as that.
Sometimes you can't, yeah.
Lucky enough, it was for me. I say it was easy. It wasn't easy, but lucky enough, I was strong enough to think, to be honest, I'm fucking scared of trains. I'm scared to go down there, but...
Do you know what, though, Jay? Like, the reason I have these conversations, mate, is because I think it's important to have these. To have blokes like you to sit there and say, yeah, I felt like that. Yeah, because I know, like, I've gone through shit in my own life and hardships and stuff like divorce and all that. That was my journey into exploring mental health, mate, was going through a divorce myself. And I've said this before, and it is not knocking my mates and my friendship circle, but we're all my generation. The only thing that I know to do or knew to do, and the same with my mates, like when I was going through shit and I was clearly going through shit and my behaviour weren't great, my mates, all they would do is go, let's go for a beer.
Yeah, well, that's it, yeah.
Fucking worst thing they could have done. And they think they're doing right, you know, but it's that thing, isn't it? It's like, oh, mate, forget about that. Let's go and get smashed.
Yeah,
fucking see, worst thing in the world for you.
My mates, yeah, they used to say that. Or used to say, I remember once trying to speak to a friend of mine, and he can't deal with stuff like that. He lost his mum as well, and he was just like, I started talking to him, and he's one of my best mates, and he just said, I ain't the person to talk to.
Can't do it.
He said, no, I'm not the person to talk to. And then you go to speak to other people, and then they're just like, man up, come on, get on with it. You're all right.
It's tough though, mate, isn't it, as well? Because it takes a lot for a bloke to open up to somebody. So when you get a knockback and somebody says, not me.
Yeah, but I understood where he was coming from, though, because he lost his mum, and he lost his mum quite young, like mid-teens, you know, and that cut him open. He still suffers with it now, and so I understand where he was coming from, but you can't. It's like I was saying, you're on the building sites all the time, and people don't want to hear it either. They don't want to fucking hear you grovelling or moaning. You're like going, oh, I feel really down. They're just like, get on with it. You know what I mean? I'm here to earn a day's money. People don't want to hear it, but sometimes that person that you're speaking to might be the only person that they could actually talk to.
Yeah.
And they need to talk to that person, but who knows?
I think that's what we all need to take a bit of responsibility on our shoulders, mate. Just as blokes in construction, when you know somebody's going through shit, because most people do. Like even if somebody don't turn around to you and say, "Oh, I'm really fucking struggling. I'm going through this divorce, or I'm going through a bereavement. I'm really struggling." We tend to, they'll know it's happened. There'll be a mention of it, and it's just checking in on them people when they go quiet, they go withdrawn, they look like they're down. It's just checking in, because literally it can save somebody's life to just have a conversation.
Yeah, it can, definitely. If someone come up to me and said, I'm going through a divorce, because of when I went through a divorce, it was so happy. I'd be happy for him. I'd be like, oh, congratulations. Oh, you've done the best move there. But then, but to come out of it is like my missus now, is the best thing that's happened. Mm-hmm. And she's really good. And she's the one that's like sort of supported the whole way through. And it's because of her where I am now. Like where I'm coming back up. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a long way from it. I'm still trying.
Completely resonate on that, mate. Completely resonate on that. I mean, for me, like I say, I went through a divorce when I was 30, 31 or so. The divorce wasn't the issue in terms of the relationship breakdown. My situation was I had 2 kids. So that got messy. Like, ex-partner moved to the other end of the country and it was dealing with all that was the tough thing for me, the loss of the family unit, even though it was a relationship that I chose to be out of. It was a tough time, man.
Yeah.
And I didn't, this is what I'll talk about with education though. I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know what to say. So the only thing I would say to my mates is, mate, do you want to go for a beer? I'd suggest it. Yeah. And if I didn't suggest it, they'd suggest it. And then like you said, I mean, my lowest point I ever got to, Jay, was the Christmas after. First Christmas without the kids. And I went on a 4-day bender before Christmas. Mate, I fucking never felt so low in my life.
Yeah, I remember getting quite all kicked off Christmas Eve. Yeah, we all got
just
nicked.
For legal reasons.
We all got nicked. It was pretty low, but that was like a weekly occurrence here, all kicking off. Yeah, it was all the time. But that was.
It was a different world, though, mate. Yeah, it was a different world. I've said this many times because the thing is, there's a big generational difference. Like when I went out in my 18 to 28, that 10-year period, every night ended up in a scrap. It was like it was kebab and a fight.
That's what it used to be.
That was just like a norm. And you say that to like the youth of today, and that's horrific.
Every weekend, wasn't it?
Every weekend, mate. If it wasn't me fighting, it was a mate. If it wasn't a mate, it was an acquaintance. And it was almost, I mean, where we used to live, mate, we'd gather, there was a chip shop and a kebab shop opposite each other on a hill, which was just down the road from the nightclubs in the town. Every week, without fail, it would kick off there. Every single week. And that was just part of the end of the night. It was the norm. So I think that's one of the problems. Like, you get guests come on and talk about all the fights and all that lot, and people are like, okay, that's horrific. Today it's horrific. Then it was
just normal back then, wasn't it? Like, you'd either give an ID out or get one. Like it happens all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah,
happened to me a few years ago.
But again, man, had somebody, I can't remember if it was a guest, but anyway, somebody described to me once that you go on a night out and you'll have some girl that's had a few too many drinks and she's sobbing, she's crying, she's got everyone around, oh, you're right, love. And now, this has happened or that's happened. That's their emotional outburst. The male equivalent of that is the bloke that has too many drinks. He's in the street with his top off, screaming, wanting to fight everyone. Yeah, it's a cry for help. They're in some sort of pain generally that they don't know how to express. So it comes out as anger and aggression because you just want to fight the world. You're pissed off with everything. That's because you don't know how to talk about it.
That's what it was when we was younger, when it was just all alcohol based, and then you're all just, someone might just barge into you and then give you another dirty look or whatever, and then it's game on. And
there was that side though, mate, when it was almost like sport then, but
it was like sport.
Yeah. It was, like I say, it was a normal ending to a Saturday night or a Friday night or a Thursday night as it went.
Yeah, it was. But to be honest, I don't know how my mum and dad slept. I said this like years ago to my mum. I said, "How did you used to sleep when we used to go out?"
Having 3 lads out.
Well, yeah, like Jack one night, he's got all his face reconstructed. He's got all metal plates all in his face and everything. Nothing, just going out.
You could have told me about that on the podcast, Jack, couldn't you? Fuck's sake.
Don't forget, he's had a stroke. He can't remember a thing. as we keep pranking him, doing them pranks.
For anyone listening, because that might have seemed insensitive, Jay and Stick both are tormenting Jack about his memory currently, which you go on social media, you'll see.
Yeah, it's quite funny, to be honest.
Mate, what I do want to say, though, Jay, I really appreciate you talking and opening up about all that stuff, because I know it ain't fucking easy, mate.
I knew he was going to talk about it. I didn't think I was going to choke up like that, but
that's the reality of it.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, it's one of those. It still hurts, and it's always going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's always going to hurt. But I definitely think that people need. I'll tell you what they need. It's probably out there, but to be more aware. I know there is like numbers that you can text and things like that. Like if you're hurting or if you're down or you just need someone to talk to. I know there is the numbers out there, but I don't know where they are. And I was working on building sites, and I'd even done a course on it, and I still can't remember where they are.
There's some great charities. I'm going to mention a few now. So I volunteered for a bit of Samaritans. Anyone listening that might be struggling, you can get hold of them 24/7 every day of the week on 116 123. But construction specific, there's a Lighthouse Club that are a construction specific mental health charity. Same thing, they've got 24/7 hotline. In fact, I've got Stace, throw me one of them cards over there. It's always mention them. I've never got their number. There we go. Jack's about to come on camera, possibly. There we go. So, if you're in the construction industry, you've also got the Lighthouse charity, and their number is 0345 605 1956. Or you can go on their website, which is on here somewhere. Type in Lighthouse Charity. It'll come up. I'll give you that, Jay. There you go.
Mate.
Now you've got the number.
I'm all right now.
Take it.
I needed
give it to somebody
them
else.
a few years ago.
You never know. You never know. There's also another company, Band of Builders, do some fantastic work around construction. Same thing. They've got a helpline. So there are organisations out there, but I absolutely agree with you. Is that we're not aware enough.
I don't think so. No,
I've been in the trades my whole life, mate, and until I started doing this, I wasn't aware. I couldn't have told you about any of those organisations, but I don't really do site work. Most of my work's in the private section.
Well, it's the same with me. My whole life, I've only been in like domestic. I've only ever been on site when that was probably about 6 months ago.
Okay,
and that was only for a few months. I didn't get along with the people that's above you there, but
I think that's the thing with site work. You might have, there'll be the food hut or whatever it is. They might have the posters up and stuff like that. But when you do domestic and do private work,
there's nothing.
There's nothing unless you know you need it. And generally speaking,
to be honest, you could go on the internet, couldn't you? You could just go on the internet and say.
The problem is, though, mate, you're not in the frame of mind to do it.
No, that's right. No,
I think letting people know that the facilities are there when nothing's wrong. When something goes wrong, they then know it's a coping mechanism. When the shit's hit the fan, like, you're not in the frame of mind to go, I'm going to seek appropriate help. You're going to do all the other stuff that we've talked about. You're going to get on the piss. You're going to go out. You're going to fight. You're going to do all that stuff. So,
I definitely think it needs to be more aware. The sites, they're covered, but for more domestic, to make it easier for them. But like I said, they could go on the internet, but it's whether you do or not.
It's a long way to go, mate. I mean, you never know who is listening to this either. Like, somebody could have tuned into this because they know you, whatever. They've listened and they've just heard about 3 organisations that are there to offer help, and maybe that'll help somebody.
Hopefully, yeah.
That's all it needs, man.
That's it.
Jay, is there anything else you wanted to talk about coming in here today, mate? Is there anything we've missed, or should I refer to your agent? Stick, is there anything? Yeah, we're all good. Sticks give the thumbs up in the background. But is there anything that you wanted to talk about that we haven't covered, Jay?
I don't think so, mate. I think we were there, weren't we?
I believe so, mate. We've hit all the important markers.
Come and follow me on that Maibo J.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Maibo J. Go and give him a follow on all the socials. Scroll down in the episode description. I'll put a link to your socials, mate. Anyway,
okay, thanks.
So wherever you're listening to this, scroll down. The link will be there. While you're there, like, share, follow, subscribe to the podcast because that all helps too. That's about it, mate.
Cheers, Russ.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you very much.
And to all you guys watching and listening, I'll catch you soon on the next one.